Welcome to GTFO Girl, my video blog about moving abroad to the Netherlands. I'm Lauren, and today we're going to talk about part 2 of the DAFT Visa. So last time I talked about some of the mistakes that I made with going to the wrong facility first, the wrong department, but basically it all comes down to sending in your DAFT Visa application, and you'll get a letter within like a week or so saying that they've received it. Then you'll need to schedule your IND biometrics. IND is the immigration department, and biometrics are just fingerprints, photo, and signature. And then once your DAFT Visa is approved, you're going to pay €405 for the DAFT Visa application process. And then in this video, we're going to cover the rest of the steps because a lot happened since the last video. So I did get my residency card. Yay! And then got to register at the Gemeente, and we'll talk about that, getting my BSN, adding that to the bank and everything, registering with DigiD and what that is, and then also registering with the KVK to get my KVK number, signing up for health insurance, getting a tax ID number for my business, and then just running my business. So that is what we have in store for today. So at the end of the last video, I was about to go get the sticker in my passport indicating that I was in the process of my DAFT application and that I did have residency here, so then I could go register at the Gemeente. Turns out, I actually got my card at that meeting. They said, oh, you don't need the stamp, your card is ready, here it is. So that was exciting. So I did get my residency card, so I am a legal resident of the Netherlands right now. It's good for 2 years with the DAFT Visa. Okay, so today I am going to get my BSN at the Gemeente. So if you remember earlier in this video, I went to the Gemeente first. That was my very first stop when I got here, and it was not the right order to go in. So first step was to apply for the DAFT Visa. And once that was in the process, then I got my biometrics done at the IND, the immigration office. Once all that was approved, then I paid the €405, and then I got my card with my permanent residence card because I was approved. Yay! So got my card yesterday. So I already had this appointment set up with the Gemeente, so the timing was so today I go to get my BSN. And once I get that BSN and get all registered with the local government of The Hague, then I can get health insurance, I can open my business with the KVK, the business administration here, and get a KVK number, open up a business bank account, get paid for stuff online. So I used Squarespace for my business account or business website, so I can get paid through that. But I can't do that until I have a business registration number. So I'm gonna take my bike because it's about a 45-minute walk, or it's about a 15-minute bike ride. So I will be biking there. Just finished up at the Gemeente, and they needed my ID, my new residence ID. They needed my passport, and they needed my birth certificate, which I did have apostilled. And they borrowed that, scanned it, did some things, and then I got a letter confirming that I did register. I thought I was going to get the BSN today, but they said in about 4 weeks I'll get it in the mail. So I'll have to keep an eye out for that. And I can't do anything with the business registration until I have the BSN. So it's a long process. I would start it as early as possible, but we are now registered in the Gemeente. So it ended up taking almost exactly 4 weeks to get my BSN. I did contact some other Dutch-American Friendship Treaty visa recipients, and it really depends on the local government that you're in. So here in The Hague, it took exactly 4 weeks. For others in different areas, it may take a few days. Some people said they had it emailed to them the next afternoon. Other people said they walked away with everything in hand. So really just depends on where you live and your local Gemeente. So after I got the letter with my BSN, from there I was able to add that to my bank, because remember when I signed up with Bunk, it had my pending BSN for 90 days, so I had to put that in there. And then I was able to register with DigiD. So DigiD is basically like the government login system. So almost everything you do, whether it is register your business, file your taxes, sign up for health insurance, I'm sure there's a lot more. All of that is signed up through DigiD, and they basically need your BSN, a photo of your ID, you fill out all your information, and it's just an app on your phone. So it's actually pretty smart, it's pretty handy. So once I registered with DigiD, then I was able to register at the KVK, and the KVK is the business department essentially for all businesses here in the Netherlands. So through the government websites, I was able to log in with my DigiD and apply for my business with the KVK. The soonest I could get in with the KVK for an appointment was not until 3 weeks later, but luckily it was only like a 3-minute bike ride away from my apartment, so that was handy. All right, so today should be the final step for my DAFT Visa. I have a meeting with the KVK, or the KVK, here in Den Haag at this building, and they call it the Red Elephant because from a distance that just looks like a big elephant trunk, and that's actually the address is Rue d'Olifant. So today's purpose is I've already done the application online for my business and like what it does and everything, and then today is the interview to make sure the paperwork is all what it needs to be, and then I will present my business plan, my IDs and everything, and hopefully get my business approved. If I don't, that's a problem. But going in to start Rogers That Consulting, and here we go. Inside the Rue d'Olifant is a gorgeous like 1920s maybe building, and still has that Art Deco vibe to it. Some gorgeous set of staircases, and when you go in, you're gonna go through the lobby, take a hard left and then a right, and go up the stairs. And I believe it was on the 3rd floor. You'll go to this little kiosk where there's a kind gentleman pointing you where to sign in, and you'll use either your phone number or maybe your BSN too to sign in. All right, so just finished up upstairs with the KVK, and it was really easy. They called me back, and the lady was super nice. First she checked my ID, so my residency card for here in the Netherlands as well as my passport. They were all good, came back with green check. And then after that, she pulled up my application, and they show you a computer screen with your application. I did the application ahead of time several weeks ago when I booked this appointment, and from there we went through the application, made sure everything was correct. She made a few corrections on my translations because Google Translate is not always accurate. But after that, once everything was good to go, she submitted it and came back with a KVK number. So I am legally a business in the Netherlands now. So I did ask about if I wanted to have other businesses within my business. So Rogers That Consulting is my main business, and that is kind of my umbrella company. Right now I just do HR consulting, but I'm also thinking about expanding into tour guiding. So if you need a tour guide here in the Netherlands, let me know, especially in The Hague. And with that, I would just do all of that part online, and I wouldn't have to come back in because I already have a business, and you only have one business, but you can have branches under that business. So that's it, and I think this is all for the DAFT Visa. Now it's just running my business, and within 2 years I'll have to reapply for the DAFT Visa, but as far as businesses go, I think this is it. And comment with your questions below, because this was my personal experience, but everybody has other experiences. I do want to note that like my friends have registered their businesses before they come over here, or you can register it after. So it's all up to how it goes for you. So after the successful KVK meeting, I went home and basically looked at everything else I had to do. So the one last step, I did forget to mention earlier. So I applied for insurance as soon as, like health insurance, as soon as I did my DigiD registration, I had my BSN. Unfortunately, you cannot have your health insurance until you can prove that you have a business. So I had to wait until I got my KVK number, then I was able to sign up for health insurance. So as of a couple days ago, I do have health insurance now. Yay! Here's the kicker, and I did expect about this because I saw some other content creators mention this. You basically have to backdate your health insurance. Even though you didn't use it, you didn't have health insurance here, because health insurance is mandatory. Since I moved here at the end of December, or it's based off of when you registered with the Gemeente, I owed 4 months of health insurance. So I had January, February, March, April. So, oh, actually, no, I think it was 5 because I think you prepay for May too. So it was 604 euro, and those first few months I didn't even use. So that was interesting, but not unexpected. And that just, I guess, helps go to subsidize other people's insurance. I'm not sure. But my health insurance is only 153 euro a month, and that includes dental. And that, I have a 384 euro deductible too, so that's pretty amazing. Health insurance is a whole lot cheaper here. I have tried to register at a general practitioner, so need to get some prescriptions refilled. A friend of mine has gone to the doctor a few times here, and she has the same insurance, and she's been very pleased with it. So a lot of hands-on care from your doctor, and the facilities will make appointments for you, which is pretty cool. But in review for this episode, because we had a lot of stuff this episode, so I got my residency card, registered at the Gemeente, and that basically says this is where I live. Received my BSN and was able to add that to the bank. I registered with the KVK, and I did forget to mention, once you register with the KVK, you need to open a business account and deposit minimum of 4,500 euro in that business bank account, and that has to stay there. You cannot touch that or cannot go below that for your DAFT Visa. So that needs to stay there forever. Just don't ever touch it. I also registered with my DigiD, or DigiD, excuse me, and I signed up for health insurance, got my tax ID for my business, and now it's just time to run Rogers That Consulting and Rogers That Tours. Hit me up at RogersthatConsulting.com for any HR consulting needs, or RogersthatTours.nl for tours of The Hague. This has been GTFO Girl for DAFT Visa Part 2. I'm Lauren. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends, and I will see you next time.